Good morning from Stark City, and yes, even though it's overcast and dark, it's still morning time. And we just lived through a thunderstorm, severe thunderstorm that had the potential of being a tornado. And I'm just showing you some of the, I can't go very far or it freaks Jerry out. I'm just showing you some of the tree damage is our main thing right now. And my son, who lives down the road, he sent me a text of what's going on in Etonia, which was really the true point of the T word. They've got power lines down there, and we are out of power. We are you can see down, I don't know if you can see that far, I can see it, but they've got flashing lights. They've got the road blocked, or there's been damage down there that they're directing traffic. This tree was our Bartlett pear tree that you know, we'll trim up. It's not a major, we'll be fine, but yeah, it survived quite a couple of years. Can't tell you how much rain we got, but this is the donkey area. They're all huddled around their hay bale over there, which is dry, but they've got a nice little pond out there. We have no power right now, and normally this would not be an issue. Oh good, the maple trees survived. Walnut trees. We want them to be maple, but the walnut tree survived. Normally we would have power, but our generator is having some issues, and we've got to call into the guy to do that. And as of last night, and still today, we have a septic issue. So got a guy called in on that. He may be out today, hopefully, but out here in the back we've got a lot of dead trees, and we've had this branch here broke off. I'm not sure where it broke from, but anyway, it's more timber, more, oops, that's a rock, slipped. Anyway, it broke off somewhere up there at the top and came down, so we'll be out here cutting that up. It looks like the goats, which is too far out there for you to see, and I'll get closer. But there's the pond. Jack always gets a pond. We had winds up to 55 miles out here. I said to my son and Jerry that this is the closest we've come to a T happening since 2008, and yeah, we all agree. So dog leashes were out. We were on the verge of going out to our tunnels, but there's a few things that got blown around out here. I have I'll show you in just a minute. I had I wonder if my seed got knocked out. Hope not. My buckets, my collection of buckets got knocked over. Everything got cleaned off this table that I had sitting out here. But I had a flower pot full of these lids sitting here on the corner that's got knocked off. So I'm going to stop right now, because as soon as Jerry's ready to go, we've got to go out and check our herd and hopefully get some fuses in our generator so that we can get our hot wire back on. These guys out here survived. Get lots of water though. So anyway, more to come. What you think happened today?
Well, we had a tornado that went actually over top of the house. And where's the zoom at? Anyway, that tree right there, big old branch broke off that pear tree. It's a Bartlett pear, so it just has flowers and stuff. But it broke off, and then a bunch of stuff out of this tree.
Blew out of this tree.
And we had So we have trees that have other stuff. We haven't gone down and looked at those trees, but we have trees behind the house that a bunch of branches blew out of them. But they had a tornado that touched down in Neosho. There's branches across the street. Touched down in Neosho, and it went back up and went over top of us. And we had winds going from every different direction you can think of. I'm surprised the flag is still up as it is. But we're going to go out and check out the damage since we've gotten we did our power, our generator. We got our generator fixed and get it running, and we got the septic tank fixed this morning. So we're back to 75% normal. So we'll go see what kind of damage we can come up with. All right, this is in Stark City. That tree got blown down, and we got some more trees down. They already started picking up, cleaning some of it up.
Ooh, that got a big
Okay, there's a tree that got blown over. Keep going around it until we window down there. That blew that tree right on out of there. And then there's another one. So there are a couple trees blown out here. The big old oak trees. Oh, that's not an oak tree. That's a cedar tree there.
Yep. Half dead. None of their new trees.
Well, this one's pushed over a little bit.
They're pushed over, but they're not.
That one's pulled out of the ground a little bit right there. And this one here's
Yeah.
pulled out of the ground a little bit.
Yeah.
So, okay. There's another tree that broke and laying down. Another tree over here. It splintered. This is a friend of ours that has goats. And Susan buys milk from her. It looks like they've been out here cutting it all up. That's recently fallen over too. And they got some next door. And that's down on their fence area right there, so.
Yeah, they go all the way back.
Yeah, they got their goats back there in the back.
This is
There's a tree right there that's down that tree line.
as we're going farther down this road.
As we're going farther south.
Yeah, to Stella.
We're gonna see. I heard that it was even worse than Stella. We're gonna go check it out. There's a tree down there that broke off.
Big tree.
Yep. Some spot right there. Oh yeah, it's a lot of stuff right here happened. Why this trees are stripped up. Wow. There's right there. A bunch of them fell over that way. And these trees went to the north. Where those trees before had gone to lean to the east. Down here going on. Oh, there's a bunch of trees right there. Yeah. All those trees on the tree. All are leaning to the north. This is Jared's place. The rents.
Oh, right on the fence line.
Yep. This is where,
This is where we started our cattle herd from.
yeah, this is, no, it's not Brian's place down farther. This is, where Jared has property. That's Jared out there, right now, feeding. Here's some more trees that went to the east. Look at that size of that root ball.
Phew.
It's a skunk. You gotta
I
get
know.
out of the house. He'd been dehomed. We're on D Highway and there's trees down all over both sides from the storm that blew over. And there's a tree service company that's out trying to round all the trees off of the road itself. But I'm trying to show you, this is over getting closer to Opal chicken houses. There's Opal chicken houses right there. And this is a lot of land over here that I used to spread fertilizer on. Look at that there. This field here I used to spread fertilizer on. And I don't see any trees down over there, but there was trees back behind us a ways. This is Fort Crowder, also known as Camp Swampy from the Beely Bailey cartoon. That guy used to use this camp here for his cartoon, the Beely Bailey cartoon. This is Camp Swampy, also known as Camp Crowder. All right, here's a building we found that has damage, and that's all that happened today. This is over near the airport, and they've got lines are down right there. Yeah, this is where some damage was at the old airport, and I can't turn the camera because it goes to the windshield and it goes out of focus. But there's a pole that all the wires are down right there. So, well, there's a road on the other side of the airport. This is the end of the airport, the end of the runway, and there's all these Liberty trucks over there. You can see the poles leaning a little bit, and there's a part of the building we just went by. I blew across here. Oh, that was from the honey house. That was the honey house roof. So I don't know if you can see this over there, but that's a honey house, the red one over there. We just passed the roof. This is where that tornado touched down. That went over our house. Touched down over here and caused a bunch of damage, and then went back up, and the winds were still there. There's more roof. As you see, the guys are working over here. You won't be able to see, but the power poles right there snapped off, and they're holding the lines up. All these power poles are snapped off right here. There's the honey house. Oh, this is the honey house right there. There's another roof. Right, that's all the poles that are snapped off. And here's poles over here on the ground there. Those are the trees. Trees blown over. There's the trees on the lot next to the airport. The Neosho little airport. I don't know what you call it. It's like has small planes and jets come in. With all those trees right there, it's going all the way down. And all this is caused because we had so much rain. The ground is so wet, and those winds blew. And here's some more over here of them. There's Midway.
See, they don't have electricity. That's why they got to find a temporary spot.
And look at that shelter thing. All the roof's gone. The storage unit. All the roof's gone. The storage unit. There is a trailer house they have flipped over right there for the wind. Alright, we got some more damage over here. There's a tree right there that blew over in the fence. Right down there. The guys' cows in the back, they're protected. Okay, we have some trees blew over right here, and they put it back. They cut most of it up. So they had a fire there a couple months ago. There's a couple trees there, and it broke it off the east. They had a fire there a couple months ago, and it burned up 4 units, and now those 4 units have a tree sitting in front of them. Wally's had trees blown over, and he had to come up. We're going to go down and check the creek, our dry creek that runs on our property. Okay, the water. This is the water goes down our creek, and there's some trees that are down right in there, and it's running out of our field. And this is normally dry, and that's probably 5 or 6 feet deep right there.
Here's the other side.
I can't get the other side.
You can see the flow. You can see the flow of the water right there, and this is under the bridge. And we normally don't have this.
All right, so, oh shoot, let me get this. There you go. So, normally I don't do this because I don't like to go around. I was on the fire department, you know, now you're running into fires and stuff. You don't really want a bunch of cars driving around and being rubberneckers and stuff and being in the way. So we just stayed far enough away that we wouldn't be a problem. But this was a big. If it was a tornado, it was just big, covered wide enough to come across. But you can tell where all the trees down, all the power lines down there were busted off. There was like 5 or 6 in a row that were busted off. And so that has to be a tornado. And I think that's where they talked about the tornado touching down, and then it went back up, and the wind stayed sustained, powerful winds that went towards our place, and that's what caused all our tree damage. So
we haven't had this kind of damage in a sense, or
in a long time.
Since like 2008 when we had
the ice storm.
No, the tornado came over during Mother's Day weekend,
Yeah.
and we were out in the tunnel.
Yep.
And I had a princess strapped to my waist.
Yep. This doesn't happen that often right here. We're usually pretty lucky, but I have to hand it to all the power guys. They're out there busting their buns, you know, and they're as important as the first responders because they're taking care of it. So far, we've heard nobody's been hurt, which is great. That's the main thing. As long as nobody's getting hurt.
Yeah,
you know,
a lot of tree damage.
A lot of tree damage, building damages.
Some building damage. We haven't heard of any homes or displacements and such. And they're getting the electricity back up as fast as they can.
Yeah, there was, what'd you say, this whole state had how many out?
In the whole state.
30,000, something like that?
Yeah, it was a big number.
It was, 30,000. I remember Neosho had 44,000. And so they're, you know, I mean, 30,000 doesn't sound like a lot when you have, you know, places like Houston that's got, you know, a couple 100,000 people living there. You know, so, yeah. Anyways, we're headed to Papa Murphy's to get some pizzas because I'm tired and Susan's tired and we're
stressed.
And
it's a
very, very stressful day for me because trying to figure out how to get things working because I don't want to lose cows. I don't want to get on other people's properties, and I was stressed on how I was going to get power and water to them. So I got it all back up. We got water. We got power. We have power. Our neighbors don't have power. So we'll go home there, and if any of the neighbors need to have batteries charged or something like that, they'll bring them over and we'll put them on our charger and charge them. But thank you guys for watching, sticking with Butler Family Farm. And maybe some of you are interested in this, and maybe not, but we still appreciate you checking in with us. Thank you. See you on the next one.
Thanks for watching. If you have not subscribed, please do and hit the thumbs up and the bell for the next video.